This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2022 Cedar Creek Champagne model number 38 EBS, and this is a fifth wheel, of course. So I'm going to show you around the trailer and show you how things work. This is not really a floor plan video, it's a how-to video. So I'll just point out some of the features and show you how they work, okay? Alrighty. Obviously your spare tire cranks down from there, so you know. You have a slide topper on these slide outs, plus you have an awning, as you can see. An entertainment center here on your door side slide. Of course the stairs fold down and out, or out I guess. And you can adjust the length of the legs just by pushing this piece up right here and moving the legs up and down. It has a 6-point leveling system. Okay, and it's an auto leveling system. I'll talk to you about that when we get to the control panel. Alrighty. Here, this is just a kitchen area. You can see it, this folds out. You got a refrigerator there, that sort of thing, okay? Outside speakers. This is a spray port for a coiled sprayer. That's, of course, power. I hope. Yes, power. Pass-through storage. Now, this is your griddle here, and this is the LP hose, the quick connect hose that you plug it into to hook it into the gas system. This is where you change the bag for your shop vac back here. This is your Vega Touch, which is your touch controller. It's all behind here too, the whole panel. And then you have a TV signal out here, plus power if you want to put a TV out here. Alrighty, and of course you can roll up your hose right there on that. These are your vacuum cleaner attachments, and that is your dump hose that comes with the trailer. Okay, so this trailer does have a power inverter. Well, first of all, there's two 30-pounders here. Okay, automatic changeover regulator. It's prepped for a generator. And this device right here is your power inverter. So an inverter inverts 12-volt DC to 110 AC. So it takes 12-volt DC from your battery, and then it inverts it to 110 AC and sends the power right to your refrigerator. You got an AC refrigerator in there, and this will keep it running all the time. When you're going down the road, for example, your tow vehicle charge line will be charging the battery, and the battery will be sending 12-volt DC to this inverter, which inverts it up to over to 110 AC into the refrigerator. Okay, these are hydraulics, of course. Here, your reservoir, that sort of thing. All right, moving on. This is control for your power leveling system. Basically, you're going to use auto level. Auto level will just level the trailer. The other one you'll use, you want to scroll through it here, if you can see it, auto hitch height. So that's the other one you're going to use. You're not going to use retract all because it nosedives the front. It's very rare to have to use that. You'll go to auto hitch height. Hitch height is the last position this was in before you auto leveled. So when you pulled into the campsite, you unhooked your tow vehicle and pulled away, it remembers that height when you auto level. So you auto level it, and it levels it. But if you push hitch height, auto hitch height, it'll put it right back in that position that it was in when you unhooked it and pulled your tow vehicle away. So okay, there's also there are also other features. You can manually level it, and you can use these different buttons here to operate the 6 jacks independently of each other, that sort of thing. Okay, all right. This is for batteries here. Okay. It's just the other side of the pass-through, and your water center here. So this is obviously the sprayer that goes in the spray port on the other side, or right here. You have your dump valves here, right? down here is a black tank flush. So after you dump your black tank, for example, you leave the valve in the open position, and then you can hook the hose of the dump station onto there, and it'll spray out the inside of your black tank and clean off the sensors, that sort of thing. So it's a really good thing. This is just your city water hookup right here. And then what you're going to do, let me get this off here if I can. There's probably still pressure in it, so I don't want to, well, I'll just wait. So you have these different drawings here of the different configurations you can put these four valves in. Right now, let me see which it's for. This one is for winterizing the trailer right now. When you're going to use city water, which is the most common way, you'll hook your water up to here, of course, and then you'll do this configuration right here with the valves. If you want to fill your freshwater tank because you're going someplace that doesn't have plumbing on the campsite, you can put it in this configuration with the hose here. It'll fill up your tank. Then to pump using your water pump, you can put it into this configuration. So it does everything you need, okay? This is a kill switch for your battery. You shut it off if you want to disconnect the battery at some point. Alrighty. Now your let me just pull this off and let it hang here. This is an on-demand water heater. I'll show you the controls when we get inside, but keep in mind this is on demand, so you have as much hot water as you need. Alright, now you have a 50 amp power cord, right? So we also give you this adapter to adapt it down to 30, and then we give you another one to adapt it down to 20, so you can plug it in anywhere. Okay, that's the vent for the furnace. This one has a slide topper. This is the vent for the range hood. If you're going to use the range hood, the fan in the range hood, you want to get up on a ladder and push up on those little latches on each side of that baffle, so it flaps freely. When it's flapping freely, it'll vent unobstructed to the outside, which is what you want to do. Otherwise, you can just keep it shut. We have a backup camera. It's pre-wired for a backup camera. There's not one on there. Let me walk up here real quick because I wasn't paying enough attention. Let's see what's happening down here. Okay, yeah, so you have a backup camera, and you can always add that on if you want to do it. It takes the Furion camera, the model that fits in that housing basically. If you get the right camera, it just pops right in. It's a plug-and-play deal, so it's very simple. You have a ladder, which is a great thing because the manufacturers state you should inspect the roof every 60 days. So you need somebody to go up there and look around, make sure there's no cracking or separation. When it comes to your sealant, you want to make sure that none of the roofing material or roofing attachments were damaged by low branches or road debris flipping up there, something like that, okay? If you inspect it, you'll always stay ahead of it, which is what you want, obviously. One more thing, I showed you the grill, which is right here, the griddle, and the hose. That hose plugs in right here to this quick connect right there. Okay? Alright, so let's go inside. We also have a power awning, if I hadn't mentioned that. A separate power awning, one right here. So you got the one on this slide, and then you have this one. Very nice trailer. So it's dirty inside, a bit, you know, when it comes to sawdust and some dust, but we're still cleaning it. I just had to get this out of the way for the holiday because we're going to be a day short here. Okay, so this is your indoor control panel. For example, these are the slide rooms right here in the awning, right? If I push the button, let's do it this way. If I push home, it'll take me back to here. You can look at all the levels in your tanks. You can turn your water pump on and off, your tank heaters on and off. It tells you how many volts are in your system. You can set the temperature here. Okay, you can also, in your lights on and off a master switch, you can also go to HVAC, and you can set the two zones, the bedroom zone and the living room zone separately. Heating, cooling, you know, all of that from right here. If you go to the lights, you can individually control all the lights, for example, instead of just pushing one button. Alright, so it does a lot. And that's all from the touch panel. You just touch the panel to light it up. Now, this does have a solar panel on it, right? And so this is your solar charger controller. So the only button you're going to worry about is the one in the top right corner. The battery type is already set at wet. Okay, so right now you got 13.6 volts in your battery. Right now we're gaining 1.7 amps from the sun. You can see how it's showing the energy coming from this way, right? So your 1.7 amps we're gaining from the sun. You have 23.2 amp hours in the battery at this point, and back to 13.6 volts. 1.7 amps. It just scored. There's 3 different readings there, but this will tell you what you're gaining from the solar panel. That's it, and it goes into your battery, and then your battery uses as it sees fit. If it needs 12 volts, it does that. It also can eventually be inverted by the power inverter too. So keep that in mind. This is the solar controller. Okay. So far so good. Now right below us here, I told you about the power inverter. Inversion, like I stated, was changing 12 volt DC to 110 AC. Well, this is the converter here. It does just the opposite. It takes 110 AC and converts it to 12 volt DC. So you have these circuit breakers like you see at home, 110 AC, and they're all labeled, of course. And that's where the distribution panel for your shore power. Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC over here. You see you got automotive type 12 volt fuses there, and then next to it they're all labeled. So that's where the 12 volt comes from. Now this is a battery tender, so when you're plugged in, it's going to be sensing how much your battery or batteries need up front, and it'll always keep them charged. If they're topped off, it'll trickle a couple amps to maintain it. If it's low, it'll send 10 amps or whatever it needs to charge them back up. It's semi-smart in that sense, or sort of smart, one or the other. So keep in mind, when you're plugged in to shore power, this will charge your battery, and of course when you're pulling it down the road, your tow vehicle will charge the battery. Okay, all I can do is get back on my feet now. I'll be all set. Okay. This is just telling us that this is the touch panel is called a Firefly system, and this talks about the app you can download to operate it with your phone. Okay. This is your max air vent controller. You've got these high vents up here, so the lid on the vent and everything is remote, so you can see it there, like so. Let me do this once again here. There we go. So that's off. There we go. Okay, so you see it. You can control it from here. It's got 3 or 4 fan speeds also. Okay, this is just a sensor for the HVAC. There'll probably be another one up in the front. We'll look for it. All right. Your refrigerator works on 110 AC, of course. Now there's a thing you screw in here. Let me find it, because you don't want to travel without this thing screwed into this hole right here. It's the only threaded piece in there, so you can't really miss it. So you don't tighten it down super tight. You just tighten it down enough so your doors can't fly open, or the drawer can't fly open in transit. Okay. All right. Of course, this is a wine chiller here. You can chill whatever you want in it, but it's a wine chiller. Okay. I showed you the vent on the outside, and I told you have to open that baffle to flap freely if you're venting to the outside. This is where you would turn the vent on and off here, 2 speeds. So keep that in mind about the vent and the baffle on the vent on the outside. This has a light also, and you can see it's a large microwave. Your range is very simple. I don't know if he's got the gas turned on, but we'll find out. If not, I'll just talk you through it. You're just going to go to light, then you depress it. Oh, I tried the light there. Yeah, so there you can see it. Let me do this again. There you go. So you have 4 burners and 4 knobs, and then the center one is the oven. So the oven operates the same way, and then you have lighting also. Okay, so it's very simple. There you go. Okay, moving down farther, you have your TV. Now the TV has a swing out bracket, and it locks into place. They also give you this strap to strap it so it doesn't come flying open going down the road. So make sure you latch it by pushing this piece into this piece here, and then use the strap also. There's a remote for the TV, which is this one right here. So we have that. This remote is for your fireplace. So you can see we're off right now. Let me get down here. So on, you can set the intensity of the fire. Okay. You can set temperature here, as you can see. And there's also a timer. So you can actually set it to turn on or turn off as you see fit. Now it has a fan in it too, so it's actually a space heater. It works really well. For those days you don't quite need the furnace, and you can just use campground electricity with this fireplace and space heater, and you don't really use up any of your limited supply of propane, so that's good. This right here, this remote is for your sound. So this one here plays CDs and DVDs, right? Has AM FM radio. You can stream off the USB. It has an HDMI in if you want to go into the system with something. It has Bluetooth, so you can stream wirelessly from your phone or tablet. And it has 2 speaker zones, 1 and 2. 1 is inside the trailer, 2 is outside the trailer. So it has a lot of features. Okay. I'll set that there. This, let me see what we got here. This is a jackknife. Let me make sure that's a jackknife. Oh no, it's a hide-a-bed. So it's a pull-out hide-a-bed. Better yet, you get a full-size bed. Of course, your chairs are powered. The back and the footrests are powered, and you have USB chargers and things like that there. When you're traveling, always attach these to your chairs so that chairs don't bounce around and break something or dent something. That is your leaf right there. That'll go into storage somewhere. It's probably under the bed. I'm not sure. I didn't prep this trailer, but we'll find out for you. Also, this is your central vacuum inside the trailer. I showed you where the bag hooks up outside. But your attachments plug into here, right? And then you can also just sweep the pile of dirt right in front of that thing and turn it on with your foot, and it'll just suck all the dirt right up. You don't even need a dustpan. All right. This one is your carbon monoxide LP gas detector. So keep in mind, it's green right now. It should always be green, and if it's not green, get it serviced. But it will detect carbon monoxide buildup or LP gas leak. If it goes off, you take everybody outside, leave the door open, shut the gas off at the front, figure out what's going on, okay? But if it's not green, get it serviced. Okay, so let me look around this room before I go any farther. You also have a paddle fan up there. Okay. So there's some antifreeze in here. Like I said, we're still cleaning it. The sink and shower work like any other sink and shower. It has this nice drain that it's actually invisible, or I don't think it's not invisible, but it's a modern drain. Now with your toilet, you have to remember that's the flush pedal. Below here is the black tank, right? So you can't use it dry. You got to have chemical and water in it. So when you get to the campground, you hook up your power and your water. You'll come in here. You'll put a dose of chemical right here in the bowl. Then you're going to step on the pedal. Water will come swirling out. Wash the chemical down into the black tank below. You have to put at least a gallon of water in there. Some people use more, but at least a gallon plus a dose of chemical. Then you can use it. You can't use it dry because the smell will be terrible and it can get clogged up. So chemical and water. This is the control for your on-demand water heater right here. Pretty self-explanatory. You have that. There's also a cleaning mode. There's I think there's an eco mode right here, so it's not putting out as hot of water. I believe it just doesn't burn as hot. So anyway, here's another vent for up on the roof here, just like the one in the other room. And so you have that. You have a GFCI here. There's one in the back too, but all the plugs in the trailer are wired to a GFCI. So even the one on the outside or the one in the pass-through. So if you're using something out there and it pops the GFCI, you'll reset it in here at one of these GFCIs. Wardrobe here, slide-out wardrobe. There's probably going to be a hidden storage under there. Window seat with storage underneath. Another TV with a remote. Underneath the bed is going to, I believe, would be 2 more chairs that fold up. Let me see here if I can find a handle here without doing any damage. Here. Let me look around here. Okay, there we go. So, yeah, so you can see you've got 2 more chairs. And I think the leaf would probably go in here. I can't, like I said, I didn't prep this one, but probably so. So you have a total of 4 chairs. Sorry about my camera work. I know it can be all over the place sometimes. Okay, so this is prepped for a washer dryer, stackable washer dryer, or a combo, but this one you could fit a stackable in. And so it has the plumbing, it has electricity, and the vent is marked. So if you ever want to add washer dryer, it'll fit right in there. We can do that. This is an extra heater here, just for this room. Keep that in mind. Okay, very nice trailer. I think that about covers it. Let me look around a bit. There's your smoke detector, of course. Okay. I think we've pretty much got it here. So, let me look at this one more time. Yeah, that's good. So sometimes they have a controller for the leveling system here too, but you just have the one outside. So that's good. Oh yeah. So this is a tire gauge monitor, or let's call it a tire pressure and temperature monitor. So it'll monitor the pressure in your tires. There's a built-in what's the word I'm looking for? A transmitter. Maybe that's not the right word. But across from the valve stem, on the wheel itself, there's a device which sends the information, which I should be able to have the name on the tip of my tongue, but it's not coming up right now. Anyway, each one of your wheels has that on here. So basically, you're programming it to that. It'll tell you the temperature of your hubs on all the different wheels. It'll also tell you your tire pressure, and you can set alarm go off and warn you if you go, let's say 10%, or let's say if your tire pressure goes down 10 pounds, well then it'll tell you that, or if you go over a certain temperature, it'll tell you. So I know I went a long way to say that, but okay, these are your keys, of course. Okay, let me look around. I think we've got it here. Just more storage and that sort of thing. Okay, great. So thanks for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Please remember what I said about inspecting the roof every 60 days. If you inspect your roof and you're aware of what's happening up there, you'll never have issues with it. If you see anything like a place where water can get in by roof damage or by caulk separation or something, you get that taken care of immediately and you'll never have an issue. If you have accidents, like I said, low branches are a big one, so you keep track of what's happening over there, over on the roof when it comes to getting hit by low branches. This is a very tall trailer, obviously, so it's a good thing to inspect it regularly. And right now we're winterized, so all the antifreeze has been purged from the all the water's been purged from the trailer, replaced with antifreeze. Your water heater, of course, is on demand, so you don't have to worry about it being drained or whatever. So it's basically set to be it's set for the winter till the spring when you have to de-winterize it. Okay? Thank you.